Welcome back to Packs and Picks, and welcome to the first sealed deck build video of Wilds of Eldraine. Last week, we broke down the cards by color in the pool, and I'm already seeing a lot of interesting cards and themes that I'm really looking forward to in trying this set. So let's get in and talk about some of these cards. I did end up with a blue-white deck, so we're going to go over the cards that did make the cut first. So we're first going to talk about the green cards and some of the stuff that I saw that I liked. So first off, Graceful Takedown. This just seems like it's going to be a great card in this format, just with all the enchantments that are floating around. So any number of target enchanted creatures and up to one other target creature each deal damage equal to their power to target creature you don't control. So it just seems like it can be a really big one-sided fight effect in green. So I really like the look of that card. And then overall, there are just a lot of really big creatures in this pool in particular. We had Stormfell Vanguard, Gingerbread Hunter, Hamlet Glutton, Beanstalk Worm. And these were all really lending themselves to this mana cost of 5 or greater synergy that seems to be apparent. I know there's Up the Beanstalk here. There's another card in blue that cares about mana cost 5 or greater creatures. So definitely something that seems interesting in this set. We did have a few smaller creatures and some combat tricks like in Leaping Ambush and a Titanic Growth to help them stay alive a little bit longer. So that is something that I liked in the green pool, and I can definitely see putting this in a version of the deck that comes out of this pool using these green cards. So I did really like what was in green here. Also some enchant removal in the form of Spider Food. So that was green. Take a look at red next. The first thing that was obvious to me with red is that we've got more 5-drops that we could play in that 5-drop themed deck, if you will. So Two-Headed Hunter, a couple copies of Bellowing Bruiser. And then there's this card, Bespoke Battle Garb, that I don't know if it's a good card or not, but I really liked the look of it. Just this potential for the free equip cost with the celebration trigger really intrigued me, and something that I want to try to play for in this format, if I can find a red deck that might fit this later on. So I do like the look of Bespoke Battle Garb. And then also Edgewall Pack, so 4 mana, 3/3 menace, but it comes with a rat token. I like the look of this card. Once again, it might not be that great, but I think it enables or helps this rat strategy that we'll see here when we talk about the black cards in a minute. So I like the look of the rat strategy that I want to try for sure at some point in this format. So those were the notable cards out of red. All right, so next is black. And yeah, first things first, we did open Grave Pact. And this is the first place I went to when I was building the deck, was can I make Grave Pact work? And well, I kind of spoiled it earlier, but we're not in black in this deck. But I did try to make Grave Pact work. I really wanted to find, a lot of small creatures I could be sacrificing and really make it painful for my opponent, but it just wasn't there. So I didn't really find a build around, or I didn't find the supporting cards for Grave Pact this time. But maybe other people have some other thoughts. I did like the look of Spiteful Hexmage. This is a kind of card that it challenges you to try to find a way to break it. Obviously, 1-drop comes in, and you most likely only have a target for the cursed roll on this guy, so you want to try to blow up that cursed roll with something like a Candy Grapple. So these two cards here I just thought was a great little synergy in the pool, and something I want to look for again in the format if I get a chance to play a Spiteful Hexmage. But in black, we did have a ton of removal in this pool. Candy Grapple, Feed the Cauldron, Shadow the Oath, Steamblade Assassin, kind of pseudo removal there. But really, Witch's Vanity. Really, there wasn't a lot of creatures overall in the pool, which kind of made me steer away from it. I only had 5 creatures overall if I played every black creature. So that's what kept me away from black as part of the reason. But there were some good rat synergies. We had 2 copies of Rat out. Voracious Vermin. This is one that I want to keep an eye on. Synergizing with Things Die. Also brings another rat with it. So I like the look of Voracious Vermin. We also had Warehouse Tabby, which has some of the best art I've seen so far. Really great there. So I did like the looks of the rat synergy in black, but that's where I ended up with the black cards. And then before we take a look, I did just want to do kind of an honorable mention out of the gold cards, just because it looks like there was kind of a red-green ramp deck in green and red here, and I think Ruby Daring Tracker would definitely fit into that deck. So let's take a look at the blue-white deck that I ended up with. Just gonna lay it out here. So really what pulled me into this deck was just the sheer number of tap effects and tapping payoffs that I saw out of blue and white. And it just seemed like for all the synergies that there were in black and the removal spells in black, it just seems like there's even more in blue and white this time around. So really the deck shines with cards like Solitary Sanctuary. So 4-mana enchantment, whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, you're getting a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. So this is really the linchpin of the deck, and I am a little concerned with all the incidental enchantment removal that's floating around, because there are so many enchantments in this set that this could have a target on its head and be really easy to remove. So I did put one cancel spell in here in the form of Ice Out to try to help protect against anything like that, but I think that is one weak point of the deck. It does just really shine with Solitary Sanctuary. But as far as other tap effects that are in the deck, I really like the look of Ice Rot Sentry. This is a 3-mana 2/3. It can tap things on its own, and it gets bigger when you tap an untapped creature. So I think this is just a really great card for an uncommon, and I would play a lot of these in any limited deck that I could get my hands on. We also have some payoffs in the form of Rhyme for Reindeer. So whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, we can tap an opponent's creature. We've got 2 copies of Freeze in Place. Ideally going to lock a creature down for 3 turns. So just a lot of control, kind of more control really than I'm used to in a deck, in this blue-white deck. And then we also have a fairy sub-theme, which is kind of nice. So we've got Picklock Prankster, just a 1/3 flyer, but it can help dig for fairies. And then we've got things like Sleep Cursed Fairy, 3/3 flyer with Ward. We also have cards like Threadbind Click, another 3/3 flyer that can destroy a target tap creature on the adventure side. So a nice fairy sub package in this deck, and that's one of the things that pulled me into it. It was like, not only did we have the control side and all the tap effects, but then we also had some good flyers on the top end that could actually get through the damage from all the blocked creatures. So that's the deck right there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you would have built this pool. Do you like the look of the blue-white build? Would you go the green-red ramp? Do you play Grave Pact somewhere? Let me know. And stay tuned, because we're going to be playing this deck against the next one we build out of Wilds of Eldraine. We'll see you there.